systems go, welcome in. The Eric St. Joe Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Wow. Weather. Holy cow. Temperatures like 25, 30 degrees above normal. It's like hot. O'Neill Bruce can't even walk outside. We can't go for a walk because he just gets too exhausted. So not used to this. Oh my God. More the same of that today. Just fantastic. This might make you sad. Sorry. This is Daisy's nameplate for the urn. Just like I told you it would look. Daisy 330-14 to 328-23. Chiclet tooth, tug of war champ, and biter of light. Soft-chested bully that looked like a pile of mud. Damn it. I cannot believe it. The morning continues. I mean, MOURNING. Hang on, I'm sending a text. You can visit. Or I will. Hold on. I'm an idiot. I could have done this later. That adds to the collection of urns. It kind of points back to that deal where I'm like, good morning, everybody. I'm like, at some point, though, people are not going to care. Like my kids, when mom and dad croak, what are they going to do with all those urns? Jackie will probably hang on them. So would Madison. I don't think Jim would. Jim would just throw them in the woods. Yeah, here you go. Smell you later. But, yeah, because we got the Daisy urn, Lola, Lucy, and then 2 cats. Spread the ashes at Fear Bunker North has been thought of. That is a decent idea. But then, we got at some point that has to happen. Just spread the ashes. I got to get out of this collection of urns. It's a freaking pet cemetery. Aram says, bury them with me. He says, I would bury them with me or spread the ashes with mine. You ever think about if you're going to have a funeral or not? Because some people, like when so-and-so died recently, they're like, oh, yes, visitation, saying of the rosary, Catholic mass. And I'm like, fuck. Visitation I can handle. But then you get in the line for the visitation. This just happened. And people just take too long talking to the poor dude who his wife just died. And he's exhausted. Why do we make people do that? I can tell you that if I lost my wife, the last thing I want to do is stand in a line for 4 hours while everybody comes and says the same fucking thing. Do you need a meal? If there's anything I can do, just let me know. And, it's like, yeah, whatever. I don't want to do that shit. I'm going to go get drunk. It's kind of a racket, man. Real pain in the ass. Hours on end, you're standing there, you're exhausted, you're usually medicated. Chris has got it down. Nothing you say will make it better. Cut it short. Yeah, cut it. Fuck that. People are exhausted. Then they gotta, barely sleep. And then leading up to that whole visitation, you know, you got to print off like 8 million pictures to put on the fucking boards. Oh. He says, your loved one died? Good. Jocko, what an asshole. In every bad thing, there's something good. Child got ate by a shark? Good. So I don't know. That's always my first. Oh, so and so they died. Oh, it's gonna be probably just a family thing, right? Maybe just no funeral, just cremate and direct family share a meal. Is that what they're doing? No, they're not. Oh no, full Catholic mass, visitation, rosary 5 times a day. Yeah, not me, man. Just, you know, I don't know. Let people figure it out for themselves. And they say, when's the funeral? I don't know. There isn't going to be one. I was talking with my wife in the event that something happens to the NFK. There's not going to be a funeral or anything like that. He didn't know anybody. Everybody already thinks he croaked. No, he's not dead. He's just been in there watching damn TV and having feces smears, putting feces smears all over my house. That's what he's been doing. He's alive and well. That being said, I wanted to share this with you. You think I'm kidding. This is the latest. This is right next to my toilet. The little half bath. I'm having trouble speaking today because I got a canker sore on my lower lip. This is the cabinet, right? Like when you're staring down at the toilet when you're going pee, it's to the left. So when you're seated there, it's to the right. And he'll wipe his ass with his right hand. And then he gets shit on his hand. And then he puts his hand, when he's all done, on this spot of the cabinet. And that's what you get. You get that. A nice little blotch with a concentrated point, and then more and more, and then it trails off as the feces leaves the finger and is on my cabinet until the door of my cabinet until it gets cleaned. Mm-hmm. That's my life now. And no matter what I say, there isn't a GD thing I can do about it. No matter how many times I ask politely. Tyler says in another funny joke, God, your hit ratio is so high. His earned plate will read NFK, watcher of TV, smearer of feces. Aram says Gary from the pants store would go to the funeral if asked, I bet. My God. That story, which has only been retold once, of the Men's Warehouse incident, not long ago it was retold, so it won't be retold for quite some time. Knowing the impact of that story, that is easily right up there with the all-time greatest things that has ever happened on this podcast. It's right up there with Kenny and the TV incident with my mom and with my dad and my stepmom, which I kind of forget how that happened. A lot of these involve Kenny. The TV, Z-Speed Mobile Mechanic was a big one. That was a big hitter. The pants store, the feces incident of the pants store. A lot of these stories involve feces and Kenny. It's kind of weird. The NFK has abandoned the after the incident with Gary and the feces. Kevin was ordered to wear underwear. The problem he has with underwear is because his hands don't work well and his pecker is so damn small. He has trouble reaching his hand into the opening or whatever. I don't know. He struggles with going pee with the underwear on for some reason. And so after the shit incident with Gary, we made him wear underwear. Then he started ripping the underwear. Like he'll grab one side, both sides of where the crotch opening is, where the penis opening is on the underwear, and pull them and rip it. So he could have a larger opening, I guess. So all of them are ripped. What the fuck is going on there? And then we just noticed recently that he's no longer wearing them because they don't show up in the wash anymore. So Diana's noticed that. And we're greatly concerned about the showering now because he took that back over. He relinquished control. Kind of like when, with Afghanistan, how we tried to make those crazy people see the light that they should live like Americans. And then we finally had to leave. And then 1 second after we left, the Taliban took over. Well, the Taliban is the NFK, or the NFK is the Taliban. And as soon as he was put in control of the government, Cole says, or Britney Spears, as soon as he was put in control of the government, that is his asshole and his showering abilities, the responsibilities, it's fallen off. Hang on, I gotta ban this person who's trying to sell something. Get the fuck out of here, dumbass. I think it's just some bot. So, and I also told you about how he brushes the teeth. His hands are soaking wet from toothpaste juice and water. And he then will touch things. It's like, no, just rinse your hands off, dry them on the towel. Oh, he always speaks to me like it's some type of great revelation that I'm giving him some type of a nugget of wisdom that no one in the world knows. Yeah, if you have a feces and tobacco ground into your hands, and then your hands get wet, and then you touch things, that fucking hand porridge that you have is now going to be on all of those objects you touch. Thus, you wash them and dry them, and then they are. The word is clean. Oh, really? And we've had this conversation so many times. So many times. And my job is to say these things without getting overly irritated. Just for the sanctity of the household. Remind him politely and calmly. I do have a responsibility here. And if I start ranting and raving, which I have, probably like twice, it's going to cause more trouble. I'm better off just gently reminding, hey, can you, and you got to have that kind of tone when you do it. Hey, so when there's, you got the little poo-poo on your hand, rather than, touching everything, let's make a beeline to the sink and you put water on and a little soap and you scrubby, you rinse them off real well and you just dry them. You think you can do that for me? Okay, awesome. Okay, I love you. Okay, see you around. And that's it. You just kind of leave it right there. Oh my God. What the fuck? I usually try to talk in these subdued tones like I am now. A little less loud for in the event that he's lurking, So excuse me for having the ASMR voice going. Is it ASMR or AMSR? I think it's ASMR. Kenny says, by this point, I'd have zero patience, Eric. I don't know how you remain calm still. I definitely speak in all caps to him. LOL. Ow! No, I get that. But, yeah, I'm looking big picture. So, I you know what? It makes me feel good that you feel that way. Because if I can remain calm, I mean, he's here for the long haul. This is not ending. Aram writes, Kenny, would you be willing to go up there and help Eric enforce the house rules? Yeah, you're a troublemaker. What? What are you doing? So, I talked about this on yesterday's Patreon. But after the free podcast yesterday, I had to take him to the dentist. And, well, actually, I finished the free podcast, and I immediately called the dentist. And I go, hey, here's what's up. Now, he has all sorts of scheduled root canals and shit going on in the future that, it takes forever to get him in there because this dentist is so busy. I mean, the teeth are all these problems are happening at once. And he was like, hey, I got a problem. Look at that shit, fucking shit, man. This fucking thing hurts, motherfucker. Shit, fucking shit. And he's pointing at it. And I'm like, yeah, I see it. I can see brown, this massive amount, this massive chunk of decay. It's like he bit into a peanut M&M and then chewed it a little, balled it, spit it out into his hand, balled it up, and then fucking put it on the tooth like that. Just stuck it on there. That's how bad it looks. And I can actually see like half a tooth, and because it's just chewed away, and it's all nervy looking and inflamed. Josh says the question is, has he called the tooth the N-word yet? Not yet. And Tyler asked the same. Actually, Tyler asked the same question first. So I'm like, and I go, all right, yeah, I got it. Thanks. I'll call. And I called. Then they called back like 15 minutes. So they go, we got a spot for him. And I'm like, you people are just fantastic. Even though they know what can of worms they're about to open up, they're like, we're going to help you. Can you be here in, a handful of minutes? Yes. I go down there and break the news to him. I go, hey, buddy. And, yeah. And, of course, as I start to speak, he starts finishing my sentences for me. And so it's like, hey, I just got off the phone. And I get that far, and I hear, did you call Dennis? Like, steps all over me. And I'm like, I breathe. And I look at him about this amount of time, and I go, yes, I did. And as I get that far, they're going to be able to get me in there. Pause. Look at him. He's not getting the message. And I go, they are able to get you in. And I get that far. When they going to get me in the fucking shit? Fuck. When they fucking going to be able to get me in there? And I'm like, now, there have been times when I said, look, time out. Every time I start speaking, this actually has happened many times. Every time I start speaking, I'm not quite done with the sentence, and then you start talking. And that's not the way people communicate. So I want you to, slow down when I'm talking to you, because it's really, really annoying. Think you can do that for me? Now, me just saying that, I even feel bad saying that to you, okay? Because I'm picturing his face kind of soften, like, oh, wait a minute, I'm stupid, So I didn't say anything. And so then I go, yeah, we can go. I mean, but we got to go now. Right now. holy shit, fucking, oh my God, we gotta go. I go, yeah, they made room for you, but we gotta leave right now. Okay, shit, fuck. Off we go. I'll jump to the end of the story. The cavity on this tooth is just setting itself into there. So throw another log on the fire and at Camp Root Canal. I'm wondering if at one point the dentist is going to be like, yeah, let's just get rid of all of these. Let's just get them all out. And we're going to go with it. It would cost you less money to get like a head transplant than to deal with all these teeth. You know, this is an old car with like Bondo all over the car, everywhere. Bondo on the windshield. And now what I want to say is, I was like, now, do you realize how important it is to have even just the most basic of effort to maintain your body, how important that is? This is what you did because you decided for years to neglect your teeth. Chris, I want to read your joke. Oh, the NFK is a human version of my Thunderbirds. He has a couple of Thunderbird cars that he's resurrecting. I would say the T-Birds are in better shape than his mouth. The NFK will single-handedly pay for one semester of college for the dentist's kid, who, this is Dr. Lee, who's a legend where I live. His son, okay, when I moved to West Michigan, Dr. Lee's dad was the boss. He retired. His son is Dr. Lee, the guy that the NFK saw yesterday. And this guy, he is a dynamo. And his son joins the practice in May. He's finally done with all of his education to be the next. So 3 generations of Lees at Dr. Lee's. Couldn't, and that dad, which is the guy who runs the place now, he's like, okay, when you come in, your first gig, this is it. You're going to be in charge of this one guy for 1 full year. Aram says, I was surprised when Stevie said the NFKX completely normal around her, so he is capable. Absolutely. I paint him to be a boob, but he is. He is his boobery is intensified by absurd laziness. It is fully within his power to do all these things, but he just does not give a shit. He does not give any shits whatsoever. Oh my God. See, you guys are getting the, I don't want to, you guys are all getting the, I want to give a good first impression, but you have not opened up the pants and seen full turds. Chris says the NFK has his own podcast where he laughs about how nice Eric is and hasn't cracked yet. Yeah, it's all a big social experiment. Oh, my God. Tyler says, quote, this patient is yours when you start practicing. His name is Kevin, or as I like to call him, the gold mine. It's so bad that we have to have a sit-down consultation with this dentist to go over estimates of cost to repair this fucker's mouth. I'm like, Kevin, it's a damn good thing that you have Social Security checks and a pension. He's sitting on an absolute gold mine of money because all he does is he doesn't do anything, but every month he gets, well, it's his money is it's just piling up in this mountain of cash. I'm like, it's a goddamn good thing you have that because you're going to be spending it all on your mouth. Oh. Holy shit. So once again, if you're just tuning in, this is what was on the side of my cabinet. That's nice. That's nice. I didn't even bother wiping it. I just said, "Oh, I got to get a picture of this. I'm going to share this with the audience. They're going to love this." Oh. Oh my God. So that is what I wanted to address. I knew the second I saw it. The second I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I got to talk about this." Brandis says, "What the fuck is that? Joining late." That, my dear friend, is next to the cabinet door next to the NFK's toilet. The feces was on the hand. He touches my cabinet door and then lifts himself off of the toilet, and then the poo-poo goes onto the cabinet door. That is what you are seeing right there. Nice point, crisp brown point trailing down, and then what a beautiful smear that is. You guys think I'm kidding. I'm so not. That is actual human feces. Tyler says, "The feces cabinet is so funny, I can hear a laugh track in my head." That was brought on by Tyler. I was not thinking about playing the laugh track. Tyler put it in my head. I blame him. Because he knows Brandis gets driven crazy by that intense laughter. Oh my God. What a day today. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot stress enough to all of you how thankful I am that you engage me and help me. If I didn't have the outlet that I have to talk to you about these horrific, nightmarish scenarios that take place in my home, we would have police tape around the house, blood everywhere, and an ice pick buried in the NFK's head. I would kill everyone. Everyone would be dead. But because I can sit here and elaborate and pontificate with you about the things that are going on within these walls, holy shit. Cole says that show he got that laugh track from must be pretty funny. Ryan says it's a full, quote, The Shining in the Easy household if it weren't for the podcast. Podcast saving my life and everybody's life. All right, we're moving on. Basketball star DeMar DeRozan plays for the Chicago Bulls. I don't know who that is. I don't know anything about what's going on in the playoffs. I take it back. They're doing these play-in games. So like one game, loser goes home, winner advances to the playoffs. You know, the actual playoffs. The first play-in game for these two teams. So the Chicago Bulls travel to Toronto to take on the Raptors. Whoever wins moves on to the next play-in round, I think. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The dude here is DeMar DeRozan. This is his daughter, DR. I think that's how you say it. D-I-A-R. DR DeRozan. When the home team is lining up to shoot a foul shot in the game against the Bulls, DR DeRozan, the daughter of that guy, DeMar, She's figured out a tactic to screw with Toronto. Scream at the top of your lungs. And it was effective because the crowd goes silent because it's home, and she was allowed to go to the game. She wanted to go to the game, but the dad was like, no, you got to go to school. And she goes, yeah, I know. Just let me get one day that I can go to Toronto to watch this game. She's a 9-year-old kid. And then the dad is like, I don't know, man. And then he finally relents. It says, for 2+ hours, the sound pierced the ears of the sold-out crowd, those watching at home, and the Raptors playing themselves, and the Raptors players themselves. Each time one stepped up to the free throw line, the screaming of DeMar DeRozan echoing throughout the entire arena. She timed each shriek with devastating efficacy. It was perhaps the best free throw defense in history. The team shot 18 of 36, 50% at the line. That is not good. Toronto All-Star Pascal Siakam, a career 78% free throw shooter, had a chance to tie the game with 12 seconds left after being fouled by Alex Caruso on a three-point attempt. So he gets 3 foul shots. He missed 2 of 3. DeMar DeRozan said, I kept hearing something during the game during the free throws. I looked back like, dang, that's my daughter screaming. You know me, I don't necessarily want to expose you to bad sounds. But this is the audio of what the players would hear. I'm sorry, I played the wrong audio.
Particular game, if he steps the wrong way or something.
Visit to Florida State. Asked me, what did you? Patrick said I was down for whatever Coach Hamilton. Underrated passer, doing a nice job.
In terms of the total number or the quality of shots, I'm comfortable.
This is a supercut of all those foul shots.
Headspace coming in.
Guy who the handle is maybe not as tight.
A 20-point advantage.
I would, if I was seated near her, I would be hoping that someone would take that ball and whip it right at her fucking face.
This guy thinks he can do more offense.
The third and fourth periods. He always showed up to practice in a uniform, a work uniform. He can't. As I said, very much still the way he hangs in the air.
Yeah, here she is. Look at her. She looks lovely. She's an adorable little rich kid. And now they're on to her. Here's mom next to her.
Check out.
That's either mom or the chick that he bangs whenever he goes to Toronto.
He hangs in the air.
Check out if you're Chicago here.
Hey, she went 1 for 2 like the Raptors. Loose ball. Levine.
You see, now the announcers are aware of what's happening.
Check out.
Oh, wow. Line drive, never made it. Make sure they secure the defensive board here if it comes off. It does, and they do. Vucevic with the rebound, fouled by Scotty Barnes.
If I was, because the Bulls ended up winning the game. First of all, if you're DeMar DeRozan, you make sure that the kid is there. Have that kid show up at the next game that's on the road. And if you're whatever team that's playing, you work hard to keep her out of the stadium. You just don't even let her in. Throw her out or get a pit bull to chew out her throat or something. I don't know. Gonzalez, 1969, says, I'm going to her next girls' basketball game and doing it to her in a small gym. Brandon says it's almost as bad as the god-awful Free Beer and Hot Wings laugh track. Now, that would be great if, you use that instead of the kid. It'd be perfect. And just for a little bit. That would mess me up knowing that it's coming every time. So that, I guess, messed him up. I don't know. That's going to be asked. Do you think that affected things? And they'll never admit it. They don't want to. They don't want to let her know that it affected anything. But man, can you imagine spending all that money on a fucking basketball ticket, and you're the guy right in front of her, and she's screaming like that? I mean, how tempted would you be to just sneeze or something, and then throw your elbow as viciously as possible, like fucking Karl Malone, right into that kid's fucking throat? Whammo! Oh, and then when you get arrested, the judge would say, everything is dismissed. Your Honor, look at what she was doing. And he's going to go and he's going to step down and beat the shit out of her right there. Chris says I might spill a big beer on her. And then you got the mom next to her just letting her do it and say, you see, that's entitlement. Letting that kid get away with that. Aram says she should have been kicked out for being disruptive to the rest of the audience. Exactly. Those people pay for fucking tickets. Shut up, you little bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Kenny says she's probably a timeout only parent. Yeah, I don't buy that. I just don't think she's anything. I Wake 616, which is Kyler, says she should just yell fuck like me. Oh, God. Gives me flashbacks. Berlin. Jesus. You thick-skulled moron. Brandis says that is what makes me the most irate. The mom allowing the obnoxious behavior. I was always very, very mindful of when my kids were being annoying fucks. Every time we took them out in public, I was like, oh, shit, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's just go. Get out. Holy cow. All right. Hey, for those of you enjoying the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I am going to kick you out. And that is bad news because I need to chronicle. Bad news for you because I need to chronicle the story of the lawsuit between Motley Crue, Vince, Tommy, and Nikki, taking on Mick Mars. Oh, no, this is ugly. Thank you to young Adam for sending that along. I'll get to that in just a second. If you want to hear my take on this absurd scenario, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, because I'm about to send you off on your day. But this full show continues for another hour and 19 minutes at twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. That's where you get it uninterrupted. Hit the follow button. It'll let you know when I'm live. You can download the app. And then after you download the app, put Eric Zane Live on there, and then you'll find me. That's it. Subscribe to it as well. Link up your Amazon Prime. You can subscribe for free. And there you go. Then you get no commercials during the live stream. As always, download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Just search Eric Zane Show and download the audio podcast if that's your thing. And as always, send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, if you want to say hi. Kyle says Mick definitely won't have a Motley Christmas and a Happy Crew year. That's true. Hey, buddy, this is Mick. This is Vince, and have a Motley Christmas and a Happy Crew year.